slightly windier than some of the other days is I brought a bunch of the planes that I love to fly out there. And today I'm going to put it on the YouTube channel so you guys can see it. And I put this actually had a pretty decent flight and it landed without crashing, so unbelievable. So if Ishin is listening or ever wanted to see one of my videos and for some reason comes across this one, all I'm gonna say is get a collaboration with Hobby Zone. The Trojan, the mini Trojan, the one that's a yellow bird, has the best landing gear for this thing. Unbelievable. I just put it on. I changed the shape a little bit, as you can see there, to make it better for this. It kind of points the nose a little bit down. So because this plane has a rotor attached to the back like this, unfortunately, the way that it's set up, if you have it sort of pointed up a little bit, sometimes it'll smack against the ground and it'll break. So I've used this kind of rotor that you see here. This is from a drone. This is not from the what you usually expect a plane to have. Usually they're like bi-blades, so only have 2 blades. This one is a tricopter blade. Anyway, it's way smoother when it flies with this thing. It won't be as fast, it'll be slower, so it's better for beginners. So maybe you might consider doing that as one of the modifications, or just ignore me like you always do, and continue to make planes that beginners won't really be able to fly, because let's face it, if you want to go for a perfectly scale setup or whatever, sometimes it just means planes that you're going to make may only last 18 seconds when the kids try it out the first time, and then it'll smash into the ground and become torn to pieces, which is what happened to this one, which is why you see there's a line there, there's a line there. I broke this so many different times. But as I said before, once they put the Hobby Zone tires and landing gear, as you see here, it's just a better bird altogether. It gets better takeoffs, it gets better landings, and it's just better. Again, as I said before, if you put a tricopter blade, unfortunately the issue with this is, because this is, you know, a MacGyver kind of thing that I did, which is I just grabbed some glue and stuck it on and hoped for the best. It keeps coming off. You know, if this thing was longer, then it'd be easier for that to go on and whatever. But anyway, this is you know, it's an experimental bird, as you guys know, because I like to modify all the things that I fly when they don't work. And so because of this little game that I've done, it kind of messes up. But if it was able to stay the way it's supposed to on here without coming off, I'm telling you, the flights that you could get out of this thing are fantastic, more smooth, more low, and you can still get some of that flight for performance going up. And I'm pretty sure if you tuned it right, you could still get the rolls and the loops and all that stuff that you wanted to get out of this, because when it takes off, it will go for a vertical perfect climb. And I've got a video now where that you'll be able to see that, and I put it on. It's going to be VR on the 360 Flycam. But anyway, hopefully you'll be able to see something, because the biggest issue with the 360 cameras is that you can't really zoom too well on what's going on. So hopefully you'll still be able to see it. But the plane goes like this, and then it goes vertical perfectly, and then it'll kind of goes off a little bit, and we get some nice turns. But anyway, I love this little bird. If you give it proper landing gear and you give it a smoother propeller, you could get much better flights out of this thing. And yeah, just improve your product. Why not? Why not? I mean, it's already pretty great as it is, but you could bring it to the real beginners instead of just the more like intermediate players. What else do I want to talk about this? This bird here is fantastic. Only issue with this one is it doesn't come fully assembled. You do need to attach the landing gear yourself. If you want, you can put on the stock, you know, the proper scale engines that go on here, glue that on all together. But generally speaking, this thing here flies really nice and smooth. And again, I'm gonna put another video of this flying today. It was fantastic. I got some touch and goes out of it. I got some half decent landings. Even with my horrible flying skills, it still performed absolutely great. So if this is something that you might want to try, it's pretty good. Again, these planes, this one and the Ishin, are a little bit more expensive. This one here is about, you could find this somewhere between $30 and $50 on eBay. There are other places where you can get it, but I couldn't afford the the higher prices, so yeah, I go for stuff like that's 30 or 50 bucks usually. This one, I got it on a Banggood special USA, on the USA of the website, and yeah, it does pretty well. So there you go. And then of course my favorite that I flew today, well, my second favorite, because this one does not have the control surfaces that this one has in the back. You get the up and down motion that this one does not have, which is why this is truly a beginner plane, because this is, what do they call this, two channel. Anyway, all you've got is speed and rotation. So if one of these engines moves faster than the other, then it will turn. So yeah, anyway, the Baby RC Disney Gym Girl edition did a really good job, as it does. And yeah, as I said before, this version here is the latest version that I've done. In the other version, this battery will be neatly tucked inside and you won't see any cut. But this I did because if anybody buys this plane and they don't want to do the really complicated procedure, just get a knife. Well, don't you just get a knife, obviously. Get your parents or someone who's good at cutting stuff, and just cut a little square or rectangle out of this thing here, and you can stick the battery right there. And as you can see, being it just underneath that part, it sets the weight a little bit further back, so that the front isn't so heavy. And boy, can you get some amazing flights just by doing that. And also, you got to reverse this tail. Usually in the regular configuration, the tail will go this way. So it'll be all the way around there. And you'll see that this line that goes this way will actually be going in the opposite direction that way. Anyhow, if you make these very tiny modifications to this plane, which is only $20, I found this on, I think it was eBay, $20, so I bought a bunch of these so that I could experiment with stuff. You're going to get some really good flights out of this thing, especially because now it's perfectly balanced and easy for all kids to try out. But anyway, the only thing you might find is a little bit of porpoising. You might get a little bit of this going on, but just don't always full throttle it. Plus, you shouldn't always be flying these things full throttle because they glide so well. And if you full throttle things, it might climb too high. And then what I always like to tell you guys is the wind will steal it and the tree will eat it. And so then you'll never see the plane again. So watch out for that. But anyway, just want to tell you guys about all these cool planes. You guys know that I love the XK-J11 as well as a, what is it, SU-27 or something. Those are also both XK planes that look more like the F-22, but actually they're probably MiGs. And anyway, those are also really good planes. Again, always in the middle, I would say mid flyer range instead of beginner range, these ones, because they just fly faster, they're more scale, and they can also do like the loops and the rolls. You won't be able to get loops and rolls out of this. You might be able, my daughter was able to get a loop out of this one. I can't. So I guess she flies better than I do at 9 years old. I feel embarrassed, but anyway, it's okay. It's okay. It's better for the next generations to be better adept at everything pretty much than we are, because that's what the future is, right? Our children. So anyway, yeah, what did I talk about? There's another one that I talked about is the B-2 bomber. You can get the B-2 bomber. I got it from eBay for like $30. Also a very, very reliable bird, and unlike this one, you don't have to do any like cutting or anything, or assembling. It comes pre-assembled if you get the ready to fly kit version. Sorry, not kit, ready to fly version. And it comes in, I think it's a really nice black or shiny black. and it also comes in a sort of a blue and white, wait, blue, white, gray or something. Anyway, the B-2 Bomber is in my opinion the easiest RC plane to fly because it just comes pre-assembled. The only thing I had to do was the landing gear wasn't perfectly, and I could just basically bend it into position, and yeah, that's all I had to do, and it was flying right out of the box, no problem. It's actually so easy to fly, you might be able to fly it inside an indoor gym. Most of these planes that you see here require more space. This one actually is okay. It might actually do okay in an indoor gym, so long as it's pretty big. But yeah, that one there, the B-2 Bomber, was the one that I found to be the easiest to fly. And then there's another one, which is kind of like a 3 combo. It looks like a drone, but you can attach a wing to it. And that one you can also get from Horizon Hobby, and I think possibly Motion RC has it. I don't know. Motion RC now has a bunch of awesome planes. You could get the J11 and the SU-27 of XK. Those two birds, I think, are both on the Motion RC. So you know, James is awesome. If you want to buy them from that website, it's a good thing because it's already like on American soil and all that stuff. So easier to get the stuff that you want quickly. Anyway, there you go. There you go. Just discussing a bunch of the planes that I really like. And what else did I talk about? Yeah, there we go. That's all. I had a really good flight today, and hopefully Ishin will see my video. And seriously, get together with Hobby Zone and you know, just put their landing gear on your bird. Just do that. Even if you don't want to change your rotor to something like this, which is better and just flies more smoothly, you can get a pretty good job just by adding decent landing gear to this thing, because with decent landing gear you won't destroy the front. Like every time I try to hand launch this thing, it destroys the front. So you know, you want to have decent landing gear, because the landing gear that came with this thing, first thing I did was I wrecked the front, so then I lost the front landing gear. And then later on, one of the tires on the back, on the rear landing gear, just broke. And then when I put it back together, it just had different spin rates. And so then it would just turn the bird. I don't know. It's the ramblings of an old man. Just trying to tell you guys, you can make your bird better. And if you make your bird better, more people will buy it. Especially because so many people want to get into this hobby, but they're just like so worried that if they buy one of these things, although they look, I mean, you look at the looks of this thing, it's beautiful, but then you just fly it for like 19 seconds and then you need to trash it after that. So most people are not like me going to try to re-engineer it and try all kinds of stuff to get it to work. I mean, there's a small niche of people who will do this. We really love we really love flight, we really love flying things, but also a lot of us are on a small budget. If you can make the planes last longer, that'd be great, right? Anyway, there we have it, guys. I just try to bring that constructive criticism, because I'm not like a hater, you know, like I've told you guys about the Aero Scout Mini. I just don't like that plane. It's just, you know, it's mostly because at $100 price range, there's just so many other things that you can fly that fly better than the Aero Scout Mini, especially because of the remote that it comes with. It's just terrible, and the fact that it has those control surfaces that are super laggy. I mean, anyway, enough about that. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it on a positive with that awesome baby RC reinvented by Disney Gym Girl. And yeah, this is one of the planes that you guys can get for like 20 bucks. Just make a little hole here. Again, don't you do it, kids. Get somebody who knows what they're doing to make a little hole in there. You stick in the battery, plug it like that, turn this the opposite way, and you're gonna have a fantastic time flying this thing. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for taking the time to be here, and I will see you all in the next one. Have an awesome day.